In order to monetize your YouTube channel and make money from ads, one of the requirements is that your channel has at least 1,000 subscribers. Pretty soon, I will have reached 1,000 subscribers for the third time on my third channel, so I would like to share some tips that will hopefully help you monetize your channel as well. I want this lesson to be focused on how to get subscribers, so I won't go over what subscribing is or anything basic like that. Let's start by exploring how subscribers are earned. I'm not counting self-promotion like a subscribe button on your website or sharing your channel with your friends. I'm strictly talking about organic subscriptions from people who do not know you already. To earn a subscriber, you need to get a viewer to at least get an impression of your video thumbnail and title. They will probably watch at least part of one of your videos before they subscribe, but the more of your content they watch, the more likely it is they may subscribe. So you need to get views to earn subscribers, and you need impressions to get views. And to get impressions, you need to make your content discoverable to viewers and the YouTube algorithm by giving it a proper title, thumbnail, and description. For example, if your video is about how to make 3D models with Blender, 3D modeling in Blender should be in the title and description so that YouTube knows what your video is about. I know that a lot of channels use more vague clickbait titles, but you already need an audience for that to attract views. I'd focus on making your titles appealing but still easily discovered in search. But the content also has to have value to viewers or they won't ever run across it. If the topic isn't something people are searching for, they won't discover it in search. If the topic doesn't interest them, they won't click on it even if the YouTube algorithm serves it to them. And the algorithm best serves videos based on clearly established topics of interest. For example, a channel about painting with acrylics is easier to match up with a viewer than a video about painting with mayonnaise. And they are two different audiences, one that wants to learn and one that wants to be entertained by condiments. Once you start the flow by creating valuable content, you should naturally get impressions, then views, then subscribers. But after that, it's up to you to optimize that flow so you reach 1,000 subscribers in a reasonable amount of time. You can do that by improving the value of your content first, then optimizing your video thumbnails and titles. I had a video go from struggling to get views to becoming my top performing video with over 2 million views simply by changing the thumbnail. I'll link you to a video about that if you're interested. Next, we'll get into the head of a potential subscriber by answering a few simple questions.
What are you watching? Why do you subscribe?
How do you discover channels? After all, you're a subscriber to this channel, aren't you? Aren't you?
Rather than trying to figure out how to get people to subscribe to your channel, it would be more effective to figure out what people are already watching and make that content or something similar. That way people will just subscribe on their own. I'm not suggesting that you copy other creators, but anything that people are searching for is fair game as long as you cover the topic in your own way. I'm sure that you know that you can enter text into the YouTube search bar and it will show you search topics, but did you know that those topics are ranked from most popular to least popular? This is an easy way to get ideas for videos that are more likely to be watched. You can also use Google Trends to compare search queries to see which term is the most popular. If you like, you can also use the TubeBuddy keyword research tool, which works well to surface valuable video topics. I'll put a link to that in the video description. You can also subscribe to channels that are related to yours to get a pulse on what people in your category are interested in. What's important is that you put an emphasis on creating what your intended audience wants to watch. Videos that are too self-indulgent are more difficult to discover. Next, ask yourself, why do you subscribe to a channel? It's not because they have a nice profile picture or a snazzy channel name. That could make a subconscious difference, but people are mostly subscribing because they appreciate the content so much, they don't want to miss new videos by that creator. If the channel produces content regularly, then people are more likely to subscribe to it than if the channel only posts once every year. And it certainly helps if you like the channel's creator and you can relate to them. There are plenty of channels that have great content, but I just don't connect with the creator enough to want to subscribe. If part of why people subscribe to a creator is that they relate to them, then it takes establishing an identity through your content to create that attraction. If you appear on camera, that's probably the #1 thing you can do to make yourself more relatable to your audience. It also makes your videos more engaging, which can cause people to watch more of each video. Being on camera is one of the hardest things to get over. While I believe it's important for connecting with your audience, I get that not everyone wants to. I have seen many successful channels that never show themselves on camera. Furthermore, if you only have a few videos, you can't expect that it's enough information for people to make a connection with you. And forming a bond takes time. You need to be posting content regularly for people to encounter your work several times until they recognize you as part of the community. Now let's think about how we discover channels we have subscribed to. Oftentimes, it's through a topic we are interested in. So with that in mind, how are people going to discover you? YouTube is essentially a search engine, so that's really the easiest way to get people to discover your channel. Try to find highly searched topics that are not too competitive, and you will stand a better chance of being seen. Use the keyword research tips I gave you earlier. Suggested videos are another way to get discovered. By creating videos about popular topics, you are more likely to be recommended by YouTube. Videos about current trends and tentpole events like holidays tend to show up in the browse section of YouTube, but that's a very competitive space that is generally reserved for the largest channels and most viral videos. Controversial topics are trends that are fairly easy to break into. Regardless of which side of an issue you stand with, you will face harsh criticism for your opinions. But for every unsubscribe or negative comment, that reinforces the bond between your viewers, which may lead some of them to become subscribers. Another way you might discover channels is because someone shared them on social media. Self-promotion outside of YouTube can really help to bring in a few more subscribers. While many channels thrive on going viral, others like mine do quite well just by maximizing our reach through search and suggested videos. It's still possible for boring educational videos like mine to get over 1 million views, so don't be discouraged if you're not getting exposure through some of these channels. Try some of my tips and I bet you'll get more views. Most of us on YouTube won't be one of those channels that gets heavily promoted and goes viral with every video, but that doesn't mean you can't make a living even with a relatively small audience. You just need to find your niche. My primary niche is digital art, specifically Corel Painter, but sometimes I use other software. I also make hardware reviews, specifically for drawing tablets, and I offer content creator tutorials on this channel. If I were trying to create content for a traditional art channel, or if I used Photoshop, these spaces would be much more crowded. Therefore, I might not be as successful doing what I do. I found a niche that is profitable, and I'm trying to be the best I can be within that space. Do a search for Corel Painter and just try to avoid seeing my videos. I've made loads of Photoshop videos, but you'll rarely discover those in a search because that topic is more saturated with content. On the other hand, I could choose art software that is free and more accessible and potentially reach a wider audience. And although that space would be far less competitive and still heavily searched for, that demographic is less likely to spend money. Therefore, the opportunities to sell courses, memberships, and other revenue that sustains my channel would be lost. So getting subscribers is not the same as attracting the right kind of subscribers. That's not meant to exclude anyone, but being a full-time YouTube creator is a business. And just like your local business cannot afford to operate without paying customers, neither can you. If you can find those video subjects in your niche that are highly searched and not well covered, then that's an opportunity to fill that gap and attract those views and eventually some subscribers. Once you have accumulated some subscribers, it would be valuable to assess why they subscribed and what they're watching. Your analytics can help you make better predictions about your audience than assumptions can. Use your analytics to uncover which videos are earning the most subscribers and make more of those. Likewise, you can see which videos are causing you to lose subscribers. Maybe those topics aren't as popular as you had hoped, and they can be improved or discontinued altogether. Another way to leverage analytics is to use it to experiment with new content on your channel. You might discover through experimentation that a type of video really resonates with viewers and draws in a lot of new subscribers. You can't see that value by looking at the view count of your videos alone. While browsing your analytics, you may notice that your subscribers do not all watch every one of your videos. This is because views can generate subscribers, but subscribers do not necessarily generate views. All 200,000 of my subscribers definitely do not watch every single video I publish, so don't expect that yours will either. If you're interested in learning more about how to increase your view to subscriber ratio, I'll link you to a video. What about simply asking people to subscribe? Let's try it right now. Subscribe to my channel. Didn't work. I'm sure that call to actions do increase your subscriber rate, but not substantially. If you're a more established channel that is going to get watch time anyway, then I think it makes sense to work it into the beginning or middle of a video here and there. But too many interruptions in a video can also lead viewers to abandon your video. What I would recommend is saving your subscribe CTA for the end of the video. I just add it visually as text during my end screen. This is just a slide that I place at the end of my videos. But you can also add an interactive subscribe element. If you're a new channel, it would be best to wait to ask people to subscribe until the end of your videos, or maybe even not at all. As I mentioned, it interrupts your video, and you need all of the watch time you can get. But more importantly, if you're brand new, a lack of content will make it very difficult for viewers to assess what value your channel offers and how consistently you can provide new content. All it takes is a potential subscriber looking at your channel page to see that you only have 10 videos despite having been on YouTube for 2 years. No one is going to subscribe to that because no one else has. Once you have identified exactly who is watching your videos and what videos work well on your channel, you can ask new viewers to subscribe. But it needs to be more than just a general subscribe to this channel. Speak directly to who is watching. On this channel, I refer to you as content creators. I encourage you to learn more about being successful in the creator economy and to subscribe so you don't miss my new videos. There's quite a difference there. One CTA is just asking you to subscribe, the other is offering you value by speaking to you directly. If I don't know who you are or why you are here, why would you feel like being a part of this community? This also begs the question, where do you subscribe from? Or in other words, what do you click on to subscribe? Is it the subscribe button on a video's watch page? Is it the subscribe button on a channel page? Is it a link in a video description? Is it the branding in the corner of a video? An end screen element? Or is it a button widget on a website? A call to action to subscribe embedded in your video is only going to be effective on the video watch page. Therefore, you want to ensure that all of the ways people can subscribe are covered to maximize your reach, though some methods are more effective than others. If it stands to reason that people don't subscribe until they have at least seen some content, then subscribers are mostly clicking on the subscribe button on a video's watch page or branding. If that first video doesn't convince them, they may look at your channel page to see what else you're offering, and there they might click on the subscribe button. People are not going to find an end screen element unless they have watched the entire video, so that is one of the least effective methods. Just as well, if a viewer never discovers your video, then they can't see the subscribe link in the video description. It's creating quality content that is going to have the most impact on your subscriber rate, so don't expect that loading up a video that has little value with calls to subscribe is going to make any difference. And the final element of gaining subscribers that I want to discuss is segmentation. My primary channel started out as mostly a resource for digital painting tutorials, with an emphasis on Corel Painter. But as I started to expand to product reviews, artist advice, YouTube tutorials, animations, and other types of content, my channel began to attract a wider audience. This was good from the standpoint of having a large number of subscribers. But the downside was that when I would post a Corel Painter video, now hardly anyone would watch it because most of my audience wants product reviews. By segmenting my content into the appropriate channels, I can now more easily target potential subscribers, and it's more likely that current subscribers will watch my new content because it should be more narrowly focused on their interests. Segmenting your audience isn't something new channels need to do. Rather, those creators should consider whether or not they are trying to fit too many interests into a single channel. It's better to focus on a single topic and don't stray too far outside of that if you want to attract and retain subscribers. Otherwise, viewers will have a difficult time figuring out what your channel is about. So why do you need 1,000 subscribers to monetize your channel? It's because once you have reached 1,000 subscribers, that proves to YouTube that your channel has a vision and the value to attract a large number of dedicated viewers. Even if you could monetize your channel right now with less than 1,000 subscribers, you probably wouldn't be making anything. It takes a lot of views and watch time to generate a substantial amount of ad revenue. To learn more about that, be sure to watch the other video in this series where I talk about how to get 4,000 watch hours, which is the other requirement to enable YouTube channel monetization. I hope this video has helped you get some ideas for how to generate 1,000 subscribers so you can monetize your channel. If it did, be sure to subscribe for more content creator tutorials like this. Thanks for watching and stay creative.